Fighting EX Lair. Could you think of a stranger name? Hey man, let's put some EX Lair. Huh? You know, that new game from Arika? Street Fighter EX4? Oh, right. Jokes aside, it is very early into this game's development. I mean, the game looks really good graphically for how early it is, but you can tell there's a lot of polish still to come. People seem to be freaking out about its current condition though. But they have over a year to work on the title, so I don't really get why there's so many complaints. People mention that it looks like a PS2 game. It looks pretty good for what it is today. This beta is here not only to test the servers, but to show people what game is to come if they receive additional donations or even better picked up and supported by a bigger company. Imagine if Capcom decided to finance the game, or at least lend the Street Fighter character assets to the title. This would cost Capcom basically nothing while giving more publicity to the already popular Street Fighter character, along with the royalties. The game truly could become Street Fighter EX4. And that would be awesome. I'm not saying the cast in EX Lair. The name sucks. I kind of like the cast. Kairi looks sick. Shirasu is bae. And I love the art of her on the HUD and main cover. That monotone face she has is just way too good. I mean, how do you not like this? When it comes to the gameplay though, EX is crazy. Dash into buttons is the normal way to approach, and you'll see basically anyone you fight online doing it constantly. Dash button, and the only way to really shut that down is by uppercutting. If this is what the final product will be, I don't see many people backing it. There's little in terms of growth for the title. Dash buttons is way too strong to warrant any change in gameplay style. The Goki system is almost like a wild card. Nothing to rely on really in a competitive match. Because the way the system works, you either get hit a certain number of times or grab a certain number of times or, dash a certain number of times. And by executing these specific tasks, you gain a buff of sorts. So you get like super armor and you can't get hit during attacks or additional damage. But the thing is a lot of these are gained through negative things. Being knocked down isn't really a state that you want to be in. You're being rewarded for being knocked down. But your opponent can counter this just by not sweeping you. So there's a couple ways to kind of ignore this system and make it more or less powerful, depending on who you're playing and how aware they are of each Gogi class or whatever you want to call it. So the Gogi system is really bizarre, and I do see them kind of reworking it or turning it off altogether. Aside from the Gogi problems, the game has a ton of infinites. Almost every character can do some kind of infinite in a corner. I'm sure we've all seen a couple of the videos online with almost all of them being able to do at least something. And they're as simple as dash, light punch, medium punch, dash, light punch, it's not really hard stuff. No need to worry about the infinites too much. I'm sure those are going to be worked out very quickly. But what the game needs to showcase today is why backers need to finance the title, and people should donate, add money to their pool so they can make a better game. And if their first presentation is going to show, infinites are in the game right now, and, the Gogi system's kind of weird. With aspects like that in the title, it's just a little weird as a first showing to people. So I don't really know how people are supposed to get behind the idea of this new Arika game if it doesn't really present a lot to look forward to. I don't really know professionally how much they can do to make this a big competitive game, or if maybe they don't even want to do that. But if they're going for like levels of Street Fighter 5 or something, yes, they are going to need to kind of rebalance these things. Otherwise, it is just a fun beat 'em up fighting game, and maybe that's not bad either because there isn't that many that haven't gone the typical esports route nowadays. So I guess we'll just have to see in that regard. I would love to see the game be more than it is currently though. Competition is great, and having another title to root for and play would be exciting. I mean, you have Street Fighter 5 and Tekken, Smash, all that normal stuff, but a 3D, 2D fighter that isn't Street Fighter is a pretty big difference, And I look forward to seeing a title like that. I think it'd be really cool to have another thing out there. You have Dead or Alive Tekken and Brawlhalla to Smash, if you want to even count that. So here's to hoping Arika can somehow secure a deal with Capcom in order to provide us an official Street Fighter EX4. I understand that that's kind of a crazy feat, but they have had ties before, and like I said, it really doesn't do a lot of harm to Capcom as a company just to throw the characters in there and call it a day, you know? People want those characters, and it complements the EX ones pretty well. So I do hope that they can at least secure that or add to their roster with more of these interesting characters. As I said, Kairi's pretty good, so keep it up. So I'll put a link in the description to download the game. You can only download it through the website on the PSN store right now. You cannot do it from the PlayStation store at the moment. I'm not sure why that is, but it's completely free. Everyone says that you need PlayStation Plus, but I don't have PlayStation Plus right now, and I was able to play it. So obviously that's not entirely true. I'd like to hear what you guys think of the game, but I think it does need a lot of improvement. Not that I'm critiquing it this early. Again, it's a beta, but just first impressions, you know? This is Damon Fox Shoko, signing out.
Here comes a new challenger.
Maybe replace him too.